So apparently, to make a proper vlog or whatever, the appropriate methodology is you got to do the selfie stick beginning portion of it. It's Sunday morning, beautiful day out here. We're gonna go over to the airport, do a little flying, see how things go.
Merrill Municipal Airport. Automated weather observation. 1611 Zulu. Weather. Wind 180 at 6. Visibility 10. Clear below 12. Southwind temperature 18 Celsius. Dew point 12. Altimeter 2972.
Clear!
Okay, so we just departed out of Merrill, and we're going to head up north to, well, we're going to go over to the Night Air Airport, which belongs to a friend of mine named Jay. We're going to overfly it, make sure there's no deer on it, maybe do a little touch and go. Night Air is kind of an interesting, fun airport. It's probably not going to be able to see it. It's right off the nose here, but it's fairly long. Kind of a relatively narrow kind of hole in the woods, but it's made on a hill. So both thresholds are very much below the center point of the runway, so you're landing uphill in either direction. If I pull up the information here on the Garmin, let's see. Are they going to give us runway information? Oh, 2,800 feet long is the length of the runway. But really, it's basically two 1,400-foot runways that are both uphill, I guess you could say. So, we're going to go in and do left traffic. And I'm just monitoring the other frequencies. There's nobody around out here playing in the woods today, so we're just going to go in and do a flyby and come around and maybe just do a little touch and go on it. colors kind of show up through the video, through the windscreen, through my buggy, nasty, dirty windshield. I didn't realize how dirty that was. But we're just getting into the peak fall colors here this weekend in this area. It's going to be a gorgeous day out here today, almost 70 degrees, which is pretty unusual for this time of year in this part of the country. It's 1 notch of flaps, about 70 miles an hour as we're slowing down, coming around here, turning a left base. Some folks out on their pontoon boat down here. I don't know if you could hear that. That was a GPS notification that we're just at 500 feet above ground level here. I'll put in a 2nd notch of flaps. And we're going to come around and turn final here. Hope that shows up on the video, but you can kind of see there's the strip. And a nice threshold here on this end, but it definitely goes uphill in the middle. We'll come in at just a little bit of a dog leg. I'm going to slip just a little bit because I'm just a little fast. And so much for the flyby. I'm just going to land. We'll add some power, make it to the top of the hill here. Dump off the flaps. Go to full power. And we're off again. Night airfield. So we're coming up here to Circle K, about a mile off to our, well, it's to the northwest, so it's in that direction. And I'm just going to call this a left face for runway 27 at Circle K. Another really nice long runway. Daryl and Candy own Circle K, and Daryl's in the heavy equipment business. So he built a runway here that is the envy of the neighborhood for sure. Throw a notch of flaps in here on base, pull the power back. This runway is long and smooth, and you can probably see the towers right in front of me. My GPS is yelling at me about, but we're going to make a left turn to final here. Throw in the 2nd notch of flaps. Peeler decelerate a little bit here, bring the power back all the way to idle. Get a feel for what the wind is going to do. And line it up right here. Carrying a little bit of speed because that crosswind. And we'll touch down maybe one wheel at a time here. Still not quite used to those bush wheels. They're a little bouncy. And I know I've got plenty of room, but I just like to back taxi. On this one, we got plenty of room here, but we'll taxi back and take off and show you the whole thing. Dump off the flaps here. They say the most worthless runway is the runway that's behind you. And the only time you have too much fuel is when you're on fire. Okay. And putting in full power. Lift up the tail. And we're off. At Circle K. Narration here probably sounds like a little bit like a Todd Peterson video. And we're off at Mile High. Not quite. Now Clancy's, the runway out here is about a 1.432, if you will. Which again is going to make us, looking at the windsock down there, it's going to be almost a due crosswind. But that's okay. Again, this is kind of a hole in the woods, so you get down below the tree line and the wind is almost not a factor anymore. So we're going to turn here and do a left downwind. I'm going to pull the power back a little bit, start getting slowed down, throw in a notch of flaps.
Caution, terrain.
Pretty long strip.
Caution, terrain ahead.
Again, like I said, there's nothing published on this one, but I figure this one is probably about 1,800 feet long again.
Obstacle, obstacle, pull up, pull up.
And of course, the Garmin doesn't like doing anything close to the ground.
Terrain ahead, pull.
And we're gonna turn our left base to final here.
Terrain, terrain, pull.
Oh, we got some birds on the field. Might be turkeys. That could pretty well ruin your day, so I'm gonna take a notch of flaps out. And we are not going to land here because I don't want to tangle with the turkeys. Nope, check that, that's geese. That's even worse. Some stupid things will get in your way and really ruin your afternoon. So, we're just going to do a flyover. That's Clancy's. Nice little strip, real nice and smooth. But we're not gonna try it today. Just because when little airplanes and geese argue, the little airplane is just as much of a loser in that. Now, in one of my previous videos, I landed at another friend of mine's place named Dave. Wow. Yeah, and the wind is starting to kick up here a little bit. 180 at 10, according to the AWAS over at the airport. Over by Dave's airport, he's actually got 3 runways. He's got a 0927, or the taxiway, as we call it, which is maybe about 1,000 feet long. And then he's got 2 north-south runways, the old one and the new one. The previous video that I put up, I had landed on 18 right, which is the old runway, which is a little more challenging. It's over the trees and down into a hole and then over-rotate and land uphill. And we're going to try and do one more landing here this morning because the winds are starting to kick up a little bit, and I think it is going to get windy this afternoon, so we'll probably call it a day after this. We are going to come over here and we're going to do an approach and maybe a landing on 18 left, which is the new runway, quote-unquote new. It's actually the original runway from his place from years and years ago, but he just recently kind of rehabbed it and reseeded it and reworked it. Still got a bit of a hill in the middle, but it's not as bad as 18 right. And we can come in and land, as Dave says, over the trout ponds, which you can kind of go around the trees instead of having to drop in over them. So we're going to do that. We're setting up on a left downwind right now for 1/8 left. Pull the power back to about 3,500 RPM here. Slow it down, put in a notch of flaps. Just looking things over. I don't see any deer or anything like that. No geese on his runway today, so we'll pull the power back a little more. Got plenty of altitude here. We're going to turn a base. Like I said before, the wind is kicking up a little bit, so we're going to have to crab the base here just a little bit. And I don't know if you can see them on the video here or not, but we're going to be turning final over the trout ponds here. There's the second notch of flaps. We're in landing configuration. There's still some trees over here that you have to be mindful of, but it's not as bad. About 60 miles an hour. We're a little high, and we're going to turn. And there we are, down at Dave's. Now this runway is quite a bit shorter than night air, so I am definitely not going to just power up and take off. I probably could, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to come up here, and I think I am going to take the taxiway in, and we're going to chat with Dave here for just a minute if he's around. All right, well, chatted with Dave for a while, then I realized I had left the GoPro turned on, so we're almost dead on battery on the GoPro, and I don't have my spare, so hopefully we can catch the takeoff we're going to do here. We're going to be departing 1/8 left out of Dave's place. And here we go. One notch of flaps, full power, we'll take off uphill, which you're never supposed to do, but the wind is really blowing out here, and we're going to be off the ground before we even get to the top of the hill. And we're out of here. Flaps are gone, and up and away. We've had a nice little morning of flying around the neighborhood. Hope you get an idea of where I'm at, what kind of flying I'm doing. And this will be another good editing exercise for me to learn how to do this stuff a little better. So, all that being said, I think our battery is just about flat on the camera now. So landing back at the airport is going to be a non-event. I'm going to sign off now, and happy flying to everybody, and we'll see you soon.